and I did this whole thing about, look, I thought it was well thought out. Aaron Rodgers, maybe you get 2 years with him. Maybe you get to an AFC championship game. It's unlikely any given quarterback wins a Super Bowl in 2 seasons with any team, right? Like, it's hard. But if you get to and you lose and da-da-da, you have to mortgage your future, all the draft picks for Aaron Rodgers, and that's probably versus Derek Carr. All the Jets really need is a competent, experienced quarterback who can make some plays, be a good leader, all that kind of stuff. You might have 5 years with him, 5 bites at the apple. Maybe that's a better situation. You don't have to sacrifice all your draft picks. And
Not Jimmy G?
Then Key came.
You don't like Jimmy G to the Jets? That's your guy?
He could.
That's your guy?
Yeah, Jimmy G could work.
Right.
But Derek Carr's a bigger arm. But Key said the following. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers, boy, she's pretty. And it's true. Aaron Rodgers gives you extra. But I still like, Key, Derek Carr to the Jets. I like him on the Jets. I think he's a better option for them given what you have to give up to get him.
Maybe, because I don't know what you got to give up to get him. I got to kick the tires on her and find out what she's talking about, meaning Aaron Rodgers. Like, I got to find out. Let me have a conversation.
Yeah.
And see what
I want to go to Spago. All right. You know what? Derek Carr.
I want to go to Spago.
Come here, Derek Carr.
Hey, Mastros.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. There's a nice little Italian spot on the corner right over here. It's fine.
Jay's neighborhood. We can walk to it.
Yeah, we can walk to it. It's good. Yeah. Come on, Derek. All right. Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL Insider, is with us now. He's brought to you by Wendy's. 2 for $6. The best deal in fast food. Mr. Graziano, what's going on?
The Graz.
Wendy's for breakfast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never had the Wendy's breakfast.
What's up, G Money?
I haven't had it. We should try it.
G Money. We're on that.
What's up, G Money?
How we doing?
A lot of G Monies, though. I feel like there are too many G Monies.
So I could not be there today with you guys, but I'm nursing a post-Super Bowl illness that I didn't want to spread around the room.
That's a smart
very
move.
kind of you.
Yeah. Max comes
Very
from
smart.
Hey, Graz, so we're just having this conversation. If you're the Jets, do you give up all the draft picks and all the cash and everything for maybe 2 bites at the apple? Maybe you make an AFC championship game. Who knows? Unlikely any team wins the Super Bowl in the next 2 seasons, right? It's just hard to do. Or you don't have to give up any of the draft picks. Just give them the cash, grab Derek Carr. You might have him for the next 5 years. What's a better option, do you think?
Rodgers. I mean, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to go like 11-6 and get the 3 seed? Like, are you trying to win the Super Bowl? I think you got to take a big swing. Like, if you're the Jets, like you're the most appealing of these options for these guys, right? Like, you have the top 10 defense, you have the offensive and defensive rookies of the year on your team. You have an exciting young running back who could have been offensive rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt. You have offensive linemen coming back healthy, ideally. So I think you have to take the biggest swing you can. Now, you guys are right about we don't know what the price is, et cetera, but I think if you're the Jets, you have to at least explore the highest end options available to you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right, Max and Jay? You have to swing for the fences. Now let's see what it is. What is it costing us? And I understand you're looking at his contract and you're saying 2 years based on what's left on his contract. Let's not look at it that way, because as
jobs on the line there too, right, Key?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% is what people are saying. Dan, is that there's a possibility that the jobs could be on the line in the front office as well as on the sideline. So you want to go for Rodgers. Now, if you want to go that way and then you have to settle on Carr, it's not a bad settle, but you certainly want to reach for Rodgers if you can.
Yeah, let's find out exactly.
I'm curious, Dan, when you think about a lot of the potential movement thus far, what do you think the best hiring of this offseason has been thus far? Sean Payton?
How about Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator in Minnesota? I mean, you talk about a team that had one glaring weakness, right?
Okay.
Like they could score. They had all these wins. They're good in close games. They couldn't stop anybody. I think that's got a chance to be the highest impact coaching hire of the offseason, even though it wasn't a head coach hire.
Yeah.
If you ask me specifically about head coaches, sure. I mean, Payton's got the most experience. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think that Flores hire in Minnesota has a chance to pay significant benefits.
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday on NFL Live, Dan, about when you look at what he did in New England with the Patriots defense and then what he did in Miami with that defense. And so he's not far removed from being a defensive coordinator. So he's still, fresh in terms of calling the defense. And I think when you look at it, that is the one glaring miss that Minnesota had. The offense was good no matter what we think about Kirk Cousins. If they get their defense together, they could potentially be held in the NFC Conference.
Yeah, I mean, that guy can coach. I mean, everything else that's going on around him the last couple of years is what it is, but it doesn't obscure the fact that he can coach. I mean, there's a reason Mike Tomlin snatched him up when he was on the market to help out their staff, and there's a reason he was only there 1 year. Dan
Graziano, ESPN NFL insider, joining us this morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, better known as G Money. Dan,
G Money, 11 people turn
My
around.
friend.
I thought it was DeGrasse. I thought we named him DeGrasse.
I got to figure out the right name. You know, don't get mad at me for having a bit with you, though. You know what I'm saying, Dan? Don't tweet at me.
100% of the shots you don't take, right? I mean, that's you got to give it a shot.
Dan, okay, let's get back to Carr really quick.
Okay.
Does San Francisco make sense for him? Does the 49ers, and hear me out, you give him essentially the cap space that Jimmy Garoppolo had and ate up. We don't know about Brock Purdy. We still need to see what Trey Lance is. Brock Purdy's coming off injury. Do you do a deal, a friendly deal, and make him your starter, because you don't need him to do a whole lot based on the defense and the offensive scheme that you have put in place, and you let him bridge it for a couple years? Can you sell that?
Yes, but I mean, you have a team in San Francisco that, if they had been able to come up with literally any quarterback that could throw a forward pass, that in the NFC Championship game they might have been in the Super Bowl. So yes, you could, but it doesn't sound like that's the way they want to go. Right? Like if you're Derek Carr, if you're any quarterback, that should be your top choice to go play for Kyle Shanahan and that team in San Francisco. But it doesn't sound like San Francisco wants to go that way, and that's going to be an option for those guys.
That's weird.
I think they want to see what they got in their young guys.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd because those dudes are hurt, and I just would. But they it's their office. They know what they're doing. I'm an outsider.
I mean, are we overrating Derek Carr a little bit here too? The Raiders.
I always overrate him, Dan. I always overrate him. I just do. I always overrate him, according to many people here at ESPN that I work with.
Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL insider, kind enough not to germ spread, but literally germ spread, Key. In the studio, I always appreciate it.
Unlike you.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I went to work sick.
There's some stuff you guys got to work out in there.
It seems very personal.
All right.
I'll leave you to it.
Thank you, Dan. To the max.
Yeah.
Early coaching hot seat coming up. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
Shane had a lot of that offensive magic, which is hard to find in this league.
Brilliant football mind, and philosophically, we see the game the same way.
I know we got some pieces in place to get that